Hey everybody, dinner time it is. It's time for a brand new Let's Play. Today we're playing Pikmin, one of my favorite games of all time in the history of forever. This game came out in 2001 for the GameCube, and it was remade in 2009 for the Wii. Today we're playing the Wii version because I find the Wii version easier to play, and there are a few things that you can only do on the Wii version, and yada yada. I just enjoy the Wii version more. So we're gonna start up, and one thing I want to quickly mention before we get into the actual file here, simply because we're not going to be on the screen again during the LP. One thing you can do is you can go to one of your files, and if you press plus or minus, you can actually choose which day you want to start from. So you can like it kind of works like save states, and I think that's pretty cool. I like how they did that. But yeah, and that also make it really easy for me to record this, because like if I screw up a recording, then I can just go back a day and do that. Yeah, pretty convenient. But okay, without any further ado, let's begin. I'm sorry, but how could you not see that giant meteor coming at your ship? Whatever, that captain had it coming. I don't care what you say. Okay, whatever. Here we are at the impact site. And we're alive! That's good, I guess. That's on the plus side. And our ship is completely destroyed. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked... Who are you talking to? That's a good question, actually. Well, Captain Olimar here is talking to us, apparently, breaking the fourth wall. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. Bless me. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support system can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no! Better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Alright, sounds good. We're gonna drag the big, chunky ship parts all the way back to our ship. We're gonna fix it up, and it's gonna be awesome. This sounds like a great game. Ship repair game. Awesome. How to repair a ship for the Nintendo DS. Oh, okay, what's this? Well then, that's odd. I thought this game was about fixing ships, not red things. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. So this big red thing is an onion. Okay, sure. What does it do? And if you press A underneath it, we get kind of a... maybe a spoiler, I don't know. Kind of breaks the immersion if you do that, but... and also, I guess another thing that breaks the immersion are these numbers at the bottom, but whatever. Whatever. No, but you don't see those numbers. You didn't see those numbers. You didn't see what was in the onion when I pressed A underneath it. Nope, that's all irrelevant. The seed that the onion dropped... wow, voice effect. Drop took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it's calling to me. I'm compelled. I must approach it and press A! Must refuse. Oh, let's do it. It's so cute! Look, he has a little nose and he has arms and oh, he's so happy! Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to the pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A, then throw it in the direction I point. And I will call it to my side with the B button. So yeah, this is the game's way of telling you the controls. Perhaps it will react to C and pressing down while, yeah. Following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints, and those are ways to change the camera. I guess I'll briefly go over the controls myself. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. So like he said, hold A, you can throw your Pikmin. You can call it back with B. That's what this cursor is here for. If you press C, your Pikmin will become inactive. When a Pikmin's inactive, it will actually interact with things around it that can be interacted with. Like, for example, this plant. The Pikmin will kill this plant, and once he does, he will interact with the pellet. And if he brings the pellet back to the onion, it harvests its nutrients and it creates more Pikmin. So this is how Pikmin reproduce. It's asexual reproduction. Astonishing, the onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some sort of food that I can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Sounds good. And another way to kill these flowers rather than just having your Pikmin attack the base, you can just throw your Pikmin directly on top of it, and it will kill it in one hit. So that's a little bit faster. So we now have 3 Pikmin. Awesome. You may wonder, why, like, if the pellet has a 1 on it, why did I give us 2 red Pikmin? That's because the color of the pellet matched the color of the onion. That's the only reason why I gave us 2 rather than 1. So okay, we're getting a pretty good Pikmin army here. We have 3 so far. And I guess I guess I should, like, try not to get ahead of myself and try and explain things that might confuse you. Basically, by default, the Pikmin will follow you. That's kind of a given, and then you can put them in their active state by pressing C. You can get mad at it by calling them with B. Just wanted to make sure I established that, you know, whenever. Alright, so you may be able to hear my Wii controller. I forgot to turn the volume down on it. Basically, in this game, the Wii controller will make noises fitting what you're doing. Like if you're plucking a Pikmin, it'll make a plucking noise. It's kind of cool, I guess, but I find it more obnoxious than anything, to be honest. But okay, now you might think, well, hey, if the 1 pellet gave us 2 red Pikmin, then the 5 pellet should give us, like, a bajillion Pikmin. No, it only gives us 5. It's kind of a weird thing. So on this first day, it's possible for us to get a total of 25 red Pikmin. You want to make sure you don't leave until you do that. Oh, and I guess I could go over the things at the bottom. Well, to the fairy... Oh, my sensor bar is freaking out. Right here we have Olimar. That's very nice. Here's his health bar. Once it hits 0, you actually have to leave the area. We'll get into more on that later. This first number you see is how many Pikmin you have following you. The second number is how many Pikmin are on the field. And the last Pikmin is how many... Last number are how many Pikmin are in existence. You can imagine these numbers become a lot more significant as we get more Pikmin. So, yeah. Alright, now... We can advance, but really quickly I just want to make sure we get a few more Pikmin. I know of another pellet we can get way up here. I think this is like the only pellet that you could like miss, honestly, just because it's kind of out of the way, you know. And here we go. So all the Pikmin are carrying those back, I guess, and I can tell you some fun things about this game. Pikmin was the last original series that Nintendo made back in 2001. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Been about 12 years, you know. Now, mind you, this entire series is being recorded before E3 2012, so if they've announced anything awesome, like, oh hey, 5 new series are coming out now and Sean's wrong, yeah, if they say that, then it's because I'm recording this before E3, so I wouldn't know if they announced anything. Also, at E3 2012, they're also supposed to announce more things about Pikmin 3, which is very exciting, and I guess that's like 5% of the reason why I'm doing this, just because, oh hey, Pikmin 3, maybe I should celebrate, question mark, by playing Pikmin? I don't know. Maybe the trailer for Pikmin 3 will be like absolutely awful, it'll look like just the worst game ever. Whatever, but this box here can also be interacted with, but before we have our Pikmin swarm up to it and push it, what's kind of a fun thing is that if you throw, like, okay, let's see if we can try it. I just want to try it. If this does work, then I'll have to reset my game, but it's worth it. It's kind of a glitch. Now, as soon as we throw our 10th Pikmin on there, we want to call him back. No, it didn't work. Okay, we're close, though, so... Basically, the idea is, like, call your Pikmin back as soon as the cutscene starts. That way, the Pikmin leave, and the box won't be pushed, so it makes a cutscene that will never end, so you have to reset your system. So yeah, fun glitch for you. I'm pretty sure that also works in the GameCube version. You'd think they'd fix that. You'd think they'd fix that. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up everything I've learned of the Pikmin, and basically, You're just going to go over the rules again, or not the rules, the controls. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, then on the directional pad. Oh yeah, I haven't really gone over the camera yet. Get our Pikmin. Okay. Left and right on the directional pad, you can zoom in and out. We can get really close on Olimar if you want. Get close and personal. We can press Z on the nunchuck to face whatever direction we want. I'll be using this for the most part. And then one thing I kind of also forgot to mention is you can, using the down on your directional pad, you can have your Pikmin move in whatever direction you want. And while doing this, Pikmin will interact with whatever you have them come near. So, for example, if we have them do this, they'll pick up the pellets. So yeah, we want to get all the pellets in here before we interact with that engine part down there. Because spoilers, that's the engine, and we need that to leave. In case you somehow couldn't figure that out. Here we go. Alright, so we have a little bit of free time here, just because the Pikmin are carrying that back, so... I'm going to explain one little thing about this game, just because I find it to be a little bit relevant to this first day. Basically, this is the only day in the game where you don't have a time limit, and every other part of the game you have a time limit. And so, you can abuse that by leaving a Pikmin in the ground and letting them grow into flower Pikmin. Because normally you wouldn't have the time to let them grow into flower Pikmin during a regular day, but since your time is unlimited here, you can just let them grow all you want. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it done at once by repeatedly tapping A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. So yeah, just a little bit of a shortcut. What's this? I've noticed that Oh yeah, that's just something that I explained earlier with the unactive Pikmin. Yeah, we'll be cliff noting some of the, some of the notes that he has, just because some of them are quite boring, as you just saw. But yeah, what was I saying? Right, so when a Pikmin becomes a flower Pikmin, basically you have three stages. You have leaf Pikmin like we have, you have bud Pikmin, and you have flower Pikmin. The longer Pikmin stays in the ground, the... what is it? It's like after 3 minutes, a Pikmin will become a bud Pikmin. After 3 more minutes, it'll become a flower Pikmin. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm not sure, though. So yeah, on this first day, since you have a limited time, you can just let your Pikmin go on the flower Pikmin. And the use of that is that flower Pikmin are more powerful and they're faster, so they'll actually keep up with Olimar, whereas these leaf Pikmin kind of fall behind. I've actually seen speedrunners, like, on this first day, they'll leave every single individual Pikmin in the ground until they become flower Pikmin as a speedrunning tactic. I don't see how that helps you, though. It takes a really long time for them to become flower Pikmin, so I don't know. Well, anyway, what's this? Well, I said earlier what it was, but what is it? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's an eternal fuel dynamo. I don't know. Amazing, there's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Yeah, Olimar's kind of worthless on his own. He can't push anything, he can't carry anything. So basically, we need to have our Pikmin swarm this, and they can carry it back themselves. So at this point, you kind of figured it out. Pikmin are your slaves. Yep, now once this ship part gets back to the ship, the day will automatically end. So what I want to show off, before we carry this back, I'm going to let it come a little bit closer, just because I don't want it in the way of this passage. Okay, that'll do. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a, kind of a trick, I guess, that not a lot of people know about. The idea behind this is that you basically destroy a gate that'll be in your way later on. Can I get my Pikmin? Now, this is not a good speedrunning tactic. I just find it useful for, like, casual playthroughs. Just because we will have to come back here later on, and we don't want to waste our valuable time then destroying this gate. So since we have unlimited time now, we may as well do it now. Now, this is impossible in the Wii version. You cannot break this gate in the GameCube version. Wait, did I say it's impossible in the Wii version? It's only possible in the Wii version. Okay. And the idea is that you want to kind of have your Pikmin bounce off the wall here. There we go. Oh, not quite. So yeah, your Pikmin will kind of bounce off the wall and they'll start working on destroying that gate there. And yeah, this will take a little bit of time, so I'm going to cut it out. And there we go, they just finished. So once they're done, you can just call them back over here. And yeah, I just thought that was an interesting little thing I could show, just because I actually found that out, like, completely on my own. Like, I didn't get it from a website or anything, so maybe I discovered something completely new. Probably not, but whatever. So our Pikmin carry this. And we're pretty much done. So we're going to let our Pikmin carry that back, and I guess for just a few moments I'm going to talk about why I did this LP. Basically, I needed something that I could That wouldn't take too long to record and edit, and I could try and get ready before the summer. So this game seemed perfect, and plus I love this game with a passion. Like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Probably like one of the only games I've done that I would say is like in my top 5 or 10 favorite games of all time. So yeah, interesting stuff, I guess. Not really. So having the engine back automatically makes the ship turn upright. Sure, why not? It's so shiny! So yeah, having the engine back makes it shinier. Duh. This is common knowledge, really. I mean, really. Oh, glorious, with the help of these Pikmin, have taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of their remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. So at the end of each day, basically all the Pikmin that you have in your base area, they will go back to their onions automatically, but if you have any Pikmin out on the field outside of your base, they will actually die overnight. So you want to make sure all your Pikmin are in your base or in your party when the day ends. And also at the end of each day, Olimar's going to give us a little bit of a, what do you call it, kind of like a journal type of thing. The journal at the end of each day will actually change depending on what you do on that day. Like if all your Pikmin died like something that day, then he'll have something to say about that. But today we have, I somehow managed to launch the Dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The Dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hakate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How convenient. 29 parts, 29 days. Pretty convenient, if you ask me. A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore tomorrow. And then also at the end of each day, you'll get kind of a graph of the Pikmin that died or were sprouted. Today we sprouted 25 Pikmin, obviously. I mean, I don't see... whatever. So that's it for today. Next time, let's play Pikmin. We're going to go to the Forest of Hope, like Olimar said. And we want to aim to get 4 parts that day, but that's kind of difficult. So I'll see you guys then.